Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Nice to see everybody.
Tell me when you're there, guys. Don't embarrass me in front of my friend Ryan. Let me know when you show up. Hopefully, sometimes in the first 50 seconds, it just tells me it's not working. But usually within about 30 seconds, someone says hello from YouTube or from Facebook because they've just gotten a pop-up notification.
Yeah.
And then they'll let me know that we're actually live on air. But if by 1 minute in, no one said anything and the video is still going, hi, Kristen Curry. Thank you.
Hi.
So we're definitely live. We're live on YouTube, which means that we're probably live on Facebook as well, which is great. Guys, I wanted to take a quick moment to say hello. Happy Wednesday. It's Wednesday? Yeah. Happy Wednesday. And congratulations on making it through to Hump Day, midweek. Hey, Michaela. Wunderschönen guten Tag. Abend. Great. We're on FB as well. Perfect. Hello, Shapar. Hey, hello, hello. Happy Wednesday from Tehran. Good to see you. Very cool. So we're just going to be on right now for 10 minutes, and it's for two main reasons, or three main reasons. The first reason is for me to introduce you guys to Ryan. Hello, Ryan.
Hello, everybody. It's my first time doing this. Maybe some of you recognize me from the chats. I've been hanging out for the last couple weeks, lurking in the chats, but this is very different. It's all new. So be patient with me. Bear with me. I'm very excited to be here with all of you, though.
It's really cool. Hi, Nikki. Thanks for saying hi. I hope Ross is well. Give him my best as well. Tadi Boete. Hello from Brazil. Hello right back to you. So the first thing is, like I said, for you guys to meet Ryan. Ryan's a long-time tour guide in New York, one of the best guides in New York, hands down. Sorry to compliment a man in front of him.
I'll take it.
Which they say you're never supposed to do because it's hard for him to argue against what I've just said. But he's been hiding out in Montana for the last chunk of time, and he's back in New York right now to enjoy all the honking, the heat.
I'm playing my song.
Playing my song. And also to do a couple of live streams with us. So that's the second thing. Hey, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon. Yeah, it's very exciting. I was in the first class of Sandemann's New York. So I started in 2014 when we opened up here and fell in love with tour guiding and did it for years. And then had to get out of the city and go hang out with a lady in Montana. But now I'm back for a minute and...
Exactly. Statute of limitations. Those warrants only last for so long, right?
Uh-huh.
Just kidding.
So I gotta know if I still got it, if I still have stories to tell about the city, if I still love sharing it with people. And, oh, hi, Shannon. No sweat. Thanks for saying hi. And to figure out what it's like to live stream and hang out with all of you and introduce that into everything else I love about tour guiding. So thanks for your patience, and hopefully we'll put on a good show. We'll tell you some good stories and show you some of this amazing city, because there are infinite nooks and crannies, and I know Chris has been covering a lot of it, but I'm gonna try and fill in some of the blanks.
Well, I bow to the Buddha on this one for sure. You are, if maybe I helped you open up and enrich to more tour guiding opportunities in New York, at this point, I would definitely watch you to learn how to guide in this city.
Thanks.
So
all right.
There's no doubt there. And that actually is pretty cool because it gives us the opportunity to talk about a couple of tours that we're going to be experimenting with over the next couple of days.
Yeah.
Now, as we're exploring New York and going around and prepping for these live streams that we have scheduled, we're also going to be doing some short videos of 3 to 5 minute long short takes to just kind of do this is the New York Stock Exchange, or this is the Charging Bull. and just have small videos that are specific about those places. So if you see us go live again and again and again, it's because we're doing these short takes over the next couple of days. But we're also exploring and prepping for the tours that we're doing the long takes of, the 45-minute to an hour long tours. Hey Alexa, wunderschönen guten Abend.
Yes.
So
partially to see, to see what it's like to do just these little bits at a time, and also partially, honestly, it's been a minute, so I need to refresh my memory and.
You got it. Still, it's all in there. I have no doubt.
But it'll be fun. I mean, that'll be a fun part of it too.
Either way. Yeah. Let's shift this off of your neck, only because we're getting the heartbeat coming through. Perfect. No, it's good. So, so what do we have coming up in the next couple of days? Right now we've got live streams in New York planned for tomorrow, Friday, and for Sunday. Is this volume okay for you guys? Are you getting a lot of this background truck here? Seems like we've picked a place for construction. Maybe we'll shift.
You want to take a walk?
Should we walk it?
Sure.
Well, you guys tell me if you're able to hear us, because this mic is actually blocking that background noise. We can just stay here for a second. But if you guys are getting a lot of background noise right now, then we'll shift away from this truck who's having a heck of a time parallel parking in a space big enough for an aircraft carrier. In fact, hey Mark.
Oh cool, thanks Mark.
Thank you, appreciate that, and hello to North Carolina.
It's very dominant, Nikki says. Hey.
Okay. All right, cool. Well, it looks like the truck has figured it out. We'll give it a second and talk about the first tour that we have coming up tomorrow.
Sure thing.
Which is Thursday at 2 p.m. Right? Every day that we're doing these on Thursday, Friday, and Sunday. Yeah.
Vamonos, yeah.
Nikki says, thankfully the beeping has stopped. But that's only given way to the next level of sound torture for these guys. Should I show them real quick you got the mic on, so you're going to be louder than I am right now.
Sure.
What's this building here real quick?
Let's do it real quick. So we call this, officially its name is the New York County Courthouse, but everybody, I guess mostly tour guides, know it as the Tweed Courthouse, and it is named after literally the most corrupt politician in New York City's history, which is a high bar. But Boss Tweed was around in the late 19th century and is straight from central casting. He was like 6'3", 350 pounds, big beard, giant gold watch, kind of this amazing character who just, you know the deal, hired all of his friends, did ridiculous things like in the building of the Tweed Courthouse charged $12 a pencil when he was contracting out. There are, thousands of dollars for carpeting in rooms with hardwood floors, all of that stuff. And so eventually he buys a gigantic diamond stick pin that he wears to his daughter's wedding, and that, of all things, gets the Attorney General to investigate him, and he eventually is brought to prison, and he escapes from prison because, as was the way in those days, he would get special privileges like going to have Sunday dinners with his wife, and during one of these Sunday dinners, amazingly enough, this giant beast of a man put on one of her dresses and a wig and escaped and made it all the way to Cuba and then went over to Spain. And while he was in Spain, incredibly enough, there was a political cartoonist who you may have heard of named Thomas Nast. He's the guy, most famously, he created the elephant and the donkey for the Republican and the Democratic parties. But he would do these amazing political cartoons about Boss Tweed, where it would be like things like him literally walking out of City Hall with bags of money and stuff like this. And people on the streets of Spain recognized Boss Tweed from these political cartoons, and he was reported to the police and brought back to jail, where he eventually died in prison. But this gigantic, gorgeous courthouse cost the city of New York $12 million in the 1870s. And to give you a sense of how much that was, at the same time, we bought Alaska for $5 million.
Oh my goodness.
So that's the Tweed Courthouse.
Awesome. What's this in front of us?
Yeah, so moving right along, we're in the Civic Center of New York. This is all the government buildings, and this is often mistaken for City Hall because it's this gigantic, gorgeous building. And even in movies like Spider-Man and things, this will play the role of City Hall because our actual City Hall is much smaller and kind of more humble. But this is called the Manhattan Municipal Building, and this was sort of the City Hall. This was the major municipal building after the consolidation of the 5 boroughs. So in 1898, when Manhattan absorbed Brooklyn, as well as a couple of suburbs known as Queens and the Bronx and Staten Island, and overnight became the second largest city in the world to London, this was the main government building there. That's the Manhattan Municipal Building. Totally gorgeous. And if you caught that golden statue up top, she's one of my favorites in the city. Her name is Civic Fame, and she's the 4th tallest statue in the city. She's about 28 feet tall, and she is holding a crown in her left hand with 5 points on it to represent those 5 boroughs that were created in what Brooklynites called the Great Mistake of 1898, when they became their beautiful little farming suburb, this bucolic green village, became part of the big, dirty, nasty, disgusting, corrupt New York City, which is obviously part of also the story of the Brooklyn Bridge, which is the connection between those two cities.
And also the reason why we are down here right now, preparing for our tour
of the Brooklyn Bridge,
which we're doing tomorrow.
Is going to be our first of our of the 3 live streams that I am honored to get to do for you all. And it's really one of my favorites. If you've not walked across the Brooklyn Bridge, it is not only this incredible feat of civil engineering, but it is just an incredible, gorgeous work of art. It is just this piece of public art that obviously serves a purpose, and that New Yorkers get to cross every day, and I don't take for granted. I used to take the subway, which goes across the Manhattan Bridge, and every single day when I was on the way into the city, that part where it comes up out of being underground and onto the bridge, and you get to look out the window and see the Brooklyn Bridge, you just cherish it.
Oh, they opened it back up here.
For the incredible piece of art that it is. So the Brooklyn Bridge is an amazing story, the way that it came to be. It's a family story, the Roebling family, for the folks in Deutschland over there. It starts with Johann August Roebling, and then his son Washington Roebling, and his wife Emily Roebling, all of whom played huge important roles in building this incredible piece of work. So the Brooklyn Bridge, I'm excited to walk over that with all of you and tell you more of the story there.
And it's right over there, right?
It is. Do you want to take a look at it? No?
Whoa,
no spoilers?
No spoilers. No spoilers.
You got it.
I'm gonna make you guys wait to see the Brooklyn Bridge. Don't even Google the Brooklyn Bridge yet.
Yeah.
You gotta wait for the Brooklyn Bridge. So that's tomorrow.
Totally.
At this time that we're streaming right now. We'll be back again tomorrow. The post will go up on Facebook and YouTube later this afternoon. Then on Friday,
fittingly enough, I tried to give these sort of, have these dovetail into each other. So I was speaking about Emily Roebling, who most people don't necessarily know was so instrumental in the building of the Brooklyn Bridge, but that is unfortunately a bad habit in New York City and in history in general, is that a lot of men end up getting the credit for these big, important movements in history, these incredible achievements. And so on Friday, we're going to be doing women's history of New York City, the unsung heroines of the Big Apple. And I'm going to try and unearth some of the great women's history that honestly still to this day too often gets buried beneath all the other stories. So we're going to be talking about, labor rights activists. We'll be talking about artists. We'll be talking about, all sorts of different women who had these incredible impacts in an era, mostly from the late 19th and early 20th century, where the barriers to getting involved in public life were much higher than they are now. Not that we're doing so hot these days, but we're working on it.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to tell you some of those great stories from women's history. And then
on Sunday,
finally on Sunday, kind of a weird little one-off. I'm going to give you a little break with all of the talking and the history because it's Sunday. It's going to be a lot of just gorgeousness as we go over to Roosevelt Island. You may know Roosevelt Island from, honestly, not to date myself, from the 2000 Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. There's the famous scene where he and the Green Goblin are battling on the Roosevelt Island tram, which is this odd mode of getting over to Roosevelt Island that was developed in the 70s, but that's a beautiful ride over the East River where you're hanging from these suspended cables over the river. So we'll get to see that view, and then I'll tell you more about the island itself, which is in the middle of the East River and has this incredible history. It was basically where New York would put its undesirables. So whether that is the smallpox hospital that was out there, whether that is the penitentiary, the asylum, all of that stuff out in the middle of the river. Not that people didn't figure out interesting ways to bridge that gap, whether it was swimming to freedom across the East River, having carrier pigeons bring drugs over if you're an Irish mob boss who's in the prison over there. And then some weird little historical episodes. For example, Mae West, the famous bombshell of American cinema, spent 8 days in the penitentiary over there. I'll tell you more about that. And nowadays is just a gorgeous kind of self-contained little community with about 15,000 people who live out on Roosevelt Island and are sort of in their own world out there, but there's some beautiful parks and incredible views of the Manhattan skyline from the island. So that'll be an exciting kind of scenic adventure with obviously some history and stuff like that, but taking that trip on the tram is honestly one of my favorite, just kind of breathtaking moments, akin to being out in the middle of the Brooklyn Bridge, that kind of thing, where you really get to appreciate the size and gorgeousness of the city from a vantage point.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. It sounds awesome.
Sounds good.
I'm
right?
really excited about this.
Cool.
Yeah. Very cool.
Beautiful.
Hi, Palmyra. Always good to see you as well. Hello to Mexico City. And Shannon writes, Tobey Maguire was a good Spider-Man. And Mark also gave a book recommendation earlier on.
The Great Bridge.
Yeah, exactly.
Crucial. It's so amazing. It's such fun pop history and really brings the also similarly Ken Burns, if you know the famous documentarian who makes these gigantic series like the Civil War and baseball and jazz and things like that. His very first film was an hour-long documentary about the story of the building of the Brooklyn Bridge, and is also incredible. It's just such a great story. It's been told in a bunch of different ways. There's a graphic novel that came out a couple of years ago about the Roebling family and the building of the bridge. So I will try and take a crack at it. Just like various Spider-Mans, I get my turn in the suit telling the story of the Brooklyn Bridge.
Are you saying you're going to wear a Spider-Man suit?
Is that what I'm saying?
For the tour?
Metaphorically, absolutely.
Metaphorically. But
yeah.
that would be pretty cool. I don't know. We're going to see what happens.
For the Roosevelt Island tour?
We gotta go visit the Halloween store down,
sure.
What is that, on Lafayette or High Lafayette or something?
Yeah.
On Broadway, whatever.
Whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to keep you guys excited.
I agree with Mark saying that everything by Ken Burns is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. But that was his very first. Yeah, that was his first documentary, and it was kind of a tough pitch because people didn't realize, in terms of getting funding and getting producers behind it, that the story was going to be so compelling. But he knew what he was doing. He knew that the story was, as soon as people saw it, they would understand.
Yeah.
What a triumph, with some tragedy, obviously,
Sure.
sprinkled in there, like any great drama.
Sure. No, I mean, the bridge was their moonshot.
Yeah,
of
incredible.
that time. It's
Yeah.
like pretty incredible stuff.
Yeah.
All right, well, guys, we're coming up on 20 minutes, and I didn't want to keep you all that. I didn't want to keep you guys all that long. I'm talking to you because you got the mic.
Yeah.
So you might see us go live a couple more times in the next day, like today, as we're just experimenting with doing some short videos as well of different locations. So please feel free to jump in and say hi. And there'll always be a little title there as to what it is that we're actually streaming that time. But I know they'll all be kind of like under 5 minutes long, so don't be surprised or caught off guard by that. And then see you again tomorrow, Friday and Sunday for the longer tours. And it should be that on Sunday that we also have a tour in Spanish from Moscow. We're still having some things come in for the weekend and other tours. I apologize for being a little bit behind on posting things. Had a bit of a weird personal kind of last week with some family stuff, but everything's okay for now. And but sorry for being a little bit behind on the work. But we'll catch up. And thank goodness got Ryan here to really help me revisit New York with him and you guys. So we'll be here together. So join us over the next couple of days.
Sounds great.
We're gonna make it happen.
I can't wait. Now that I'm warmed up, it's great to
see
listen to to
meet
be
you
able to
guys.
read comments by folks and know that you're paying attention, and I can't wait. I'm very excited.
Yeah. Thank you guys. Okay. Michaela says anytime I mess up, I have to post pictures of kittens.
Okay.
And that's what I've been doing for my previous mess ups. So Michaela, you will get kitten pictures. They are going to come very soon. So no worries. And why don't I spin this around so you guys can see the actual City Hall. And as we do that, like old tradition, if you will reach up and just press that end button whenever you're ready to end the broadcast, Ryan.
You got it.
We'll end it, and we'll
All right. Thanks, everybody. I'm very excited to. Yes. Thanks, Nikki. I'm very excited to see you over the next couple days as well. All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
See you guys soon.